Craig, when was the first time you heard that your little sister had met a guy called Mr. Obama?
Well, she called me up and said, "Hey, I met a guy. I want to bring him by." And she pulls up in her nice Saab 900 that you've heard a lot about, and he gets out of the car, and that was the first time we met him.
And what did you think of him, honestly?
Honestly, I was like, he may last 2 months because that's
because of who?
because of he'd do something and be like, "Oh, that's a deal breaker." And I remember my mom saying, "Well, at least he's tall."
All that matters is really how it turned out, right? So
Yeah, because Barack was, I was assigned to be his advisor. And that didn't mean I was his boss, but I was a first-year associate, so they tried to pair first years sort of with new summer associates just to help get them acclimated and to kind of give them advice to sort of mentor them for the summer. So I was his mentor, right? So he comes in, he's late. So I'm thinking, okay, this guy's trifling because in the Robinson family, we didn't do late, but it was raining and he didn't have an umbrella. So he was a little wet. So I was a little annoyed, but he stood up and he was tall and he was more handsome than his pictures. So I sort of thought, oh, okay, and not what I expected. So I took him around the office, got him settled into his office, took him out to lunch for that first day, and we talked for like hours. And I knew that we were going to be friends. He was smart, he was funny, had a good sense of humor, didn't take himself too seriously. So we clicked right off the bat. And over the course of the summer, we actually became really good friends. I was even trying to introduce him to some of my friends, my girlfriends, saying, there's this really cute guy who's my advisor, because in my mind, there wasn't any way that the few Black associates there who both went to Harvard were gonna date. In my mind, I was like, that's gonna be tacky, that's expected, right? And I was just sort of into doing not doing the expected, right? So my mind went somewhere else. It was like, meet all these wonderful, beautiful women that I know. And after a couple of outings, he said, well, why don't we go out? And I was like, no way are we gonna go out. That's just not gonna happen. We are friends. And he was sort of like, well, why? And he made the case. I said, well, I don't think it looks right. And he said, who cares about how it looks? And so he made his Barack Obama case over a couple of weeks.